Hello everyone, welcome to Synthesis IAS Academy, a place where the blend of ideas take place. And me, I am Sandeep Bhushan Thumala, and my credentials are I have 10 years of teaching experience for civil services. I teach international relations and internal security, and also daily news analysis of the Hindu newspaper and the in-depth analysis of the editorials and articles of the Hindu newspaper. And this session is in regards to the daily news analysis of Hindu, that is today, 9th September 2020. And this session will certainly help you to crack prelims and mains examinations, because throughout my session I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases. So by identifying or emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases, we will certainly make sure that these keywords and the key phrases will be helpful for you in identifying the factual, analytical and conceptual questions which are very important for preliminary examination point of view. And not only this session will be helpful for you in regards to the prelims examination point of view, but it will also suffice or it will be useful for you in regards to the answer writing. And this answer writing is the key for you in scoring higher marks in the mains examinations. And you can score higher marks in the mains examination, that is in the answer writing, by imbibing or inculcating the keywords and the key phrases in your answers. And once you inculcate the keywords and the key phrases, your answer would be certainly precise and concise. And once your answers are precise and concise, which is demanded by UPSC, therefore you will certainly score higher marks in the mains examination. So this session will guide you to crack prelims, mains for 2020 as well as 2021, that is for UPSC examinations. And before we get into the daily news analysis, we have the quote of the day. The quote of the day is, do what is right and not what is easy. Now we'll get into the topic, that is, you have the news analysis taken up by the Hindu newspaper. In the first page, you have the PLA fired shots in the air, and this is said by India. So definitely this issue or the face-off or the skirmish, between or standoff between India and China along the LAC, India and China along the LAC is definitely since May. Since May, the standoff or the skirmish between India and China is since May, and later on we have seen it has become a situation wherein it was not really supposed to take place, and on June 15th midnight, 20 Indian brave soldiers were martyred. And then since May, there are various level talks which are going ahead between India and China, so that there would be a complete disengagement and de-escalation of the troops along the LAC. So the talks which have been taken up, and they are still in the process, are the one in regards to the military level engagement talks and diplomatic level talks, and also in regards to the special representative level talks. So based on this, what we can try to get that the shots which are fired at LAC will definitely create a very dim hopes in regards to the discussions which are being taken up at the ministerial level talks, which are being taken up, that is at the defense minister level talks and at the external affairs ministry level talks. So definitely the defense ministry level talks and external affairs ministry level talks are being taken up at the SCO summit, on the sidelines of the SCO summit, at the ministerial level talks at the SCO, that is in Russia. So we had the defense level talks which have been taken up, and the other one is the external affairs minister Jaishankar has reached Moscow. But the issue is that the discussions, or there would not be any kind of breakthrough in the talks between India and China, that is external affairs minister and then the foreign minister from China. So because the reason is that we have seen the gunshots which have been fired on September 7th on the south bank of Pyeongdong So Lake and then Shenpoi Mountain. So these are the two areas or the conflict zones, the areas wherein the PLA, that is People's Liberation Army, have shot the gunfires and then they have intimidated the Indians, that is the Indian troops, and then they left the place. So that is very clear that the situation is very grim and the breakthrough would not take place at the ministerial levels, external affairs or the foreign ministry level talks which are going ahead in Moscow, that is in Russia, along the SCO, that is Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which is of 8-nation country. And for the first time, both the ministers from both the countries, that is India and China, have come to the face-to-face situation so that the tensions which are being prevailing since May would de-escalate and then disengagement of the troops would take place. And if you look at the gunshots which were fired, the last time when the gunshots were fired was in the year 1975 along the LAC in the Arunachal Pradesh area or Arunachal Pradesh state. And the another instance wherein the gunshots have been fired was in Ladakh area for the first time during the India-China war in the year 1962. So it was in the year 1962 in the Ladakh area and 1975 in the Arunachal Pradesh, wherein the gunshots were being fired between India and China along the LAC between India and China, and now the gunshots have been fired. And if you look at the other side of it, the Chinese troops are definitely trying to enter into Indian territory. And we have seen that the Chinese troops have attempted to come very close to the Indian side and then sneak into Indian territory at an area that is the south bank near Mukpari area. And this is the area wherein this is in the Indian territory. It is on the Indian territory. I will show you the map wherein you will have a clear picture about the Mukpari area and Moldo, and then even in regards to the other areas which are on the Indian territory and the areas which are on the Chinese territory. And the Jaishankar meeting is definitely to make sure that there would be a positive engagement, a positive outcome, so that there would be a disengagement and de-escalation of the troops and the hostilities between both the sides would be subsided. And the next time, if the situation is not positive now, that is in regards to the talks between both the countries at the ministerial level talks, if they are not fruitful, then for the next time when the ministers from both India and China would meet is on the sidelines of the G20 summits, which would take place in Saudi Arabia in the month of November. So we expect that there would be a positive outcome between both the countries now in Moscow itself. And this picture, the graph, it will show you, or we will look at the skirmish or the Indian 20 brave Indian soldiers wherein they have martyred was in the Galwan Valley. So this area is the Galwan Valley and this is the hot spring area, and this hot spring area is also the conflict zone. So the Galwan Valley, hot spring area and Pyeongdong Lake. So this lake is Pyeongdong Lake. So you have the conflict zone, that is Galwan Valley, hot spring area, Pyeongdong Lake, and then Chuzul, you have the another one, it is Chuzul sector, and then you have this place called as Depsang Plain. Depsang Plain. So these are the conflict zone between India and China along the LAC. And if you look at this, you will have a clear idea about the Pyeongdong Lake, and not only at the Pyeongdong Lake, but the Chinese troops, that is the People's Liberation Army, have come south of Spangur Lake. So this is another area wherein you need to focus in regards to the geography map based question for the UPSC preliminary examination. So this could be a probable question in the UPSC examination, wherein it could be that the Chinese troops from the Pyongyang Lake. They have come forward south of this Pangur Lake, and they have entered, or they are trying into the Indian territory, and they have come to the Rezang La Pass, which is on the Indian territory. You can see the Indian flag here. And then the Chinese troops, or the PLA, wherein they wanted to sneak into Indian territory along the LAC, is this Mukpari sector. So this Mukpari sector is also along the Indian territory. And then you have another one which is along the in the Indian territory, is the Gurang Hill. But you have one that is the Moldo. So definitely this Moldo is the place wherein you had the brigadier level talks between India and China. One talk has taken place in the Chuzul sector, and the other one on this Chinese territory, that is Moldo. So Moldo is the place wherein the brigadier level talks have taken place, and also at the Chuzul sector. So this is in regards to the conflict or the skirmish which is still continuing between India and China since May, and we expect that the ministerial level talks, that is at the external affairs or the foreign ministry level talks between India and China, would further strengthen, and there would be a de-escalation and disengagement of the troops between LAC, between India and China. And you have another news which is in regards to the NSO report. So you have a report which is being taken up by National Statistical Organization. So National Statistical Organization has conducted a survey, and survey has shown a very stark data, that is in regards to the digital divide. So you have a digital divide, that is the infrastructure in regards to the digital or digital infrastructure across India, or the length and breadth of India, in the rural India, urban India, or states, cities and villages. You definitely have a digital divide. That means the infrastructure, the digital infrastructure is not commonly spread across the length and breadth of India in the states, cities and villages. So that is the cause of concern which has been raised by this National Statistical Organization, and that digital divide is across the states, cities, villages, and the other one which is important keyword here is the income group. So this is the keyword which you need to focus, that there would be a possibility that the UPSC might focus on this keyword income groups, and then they would frame a question in the mains examination in regards to the digital divide, So the one which is the new keyword which has been added in the survey by the National Statistical Organization is the income group. And before we get into the report or the survey, what it talks, we will look at the National Statistical Organization. And this National Statistical Organization was set up in the year 2005. So it was set up in the year 2005, and when it was set up, it has merged the existing two organizations, that is the Central Statistical Organization and the National Sample Survey Organization. So the SCO plus NSSO has both merged together, and there was a new organization which has set up, that is called as National Statistical Organization. And now we'll get into the report or the survey by the National Statistical Organization. And this survey is or was based on the household social consumptions related to education. And this is the statement wherein you need to focus again, which is very important for mains examination, because in regards to the science and technology, on the digital divide, there could be a question based on the survey conducted by the National Statistical Organization, and the survey conducted by the National Statistical Organization is on household social consumption related to education. And what it has made a starking remark, or the survey which talks about, is the report that 20% of Indians who are above the age of 5 years, that means greater than 5 years, have basic digital literacy. That is in regards to the basic digital literacy. Only 20% of Indians who are above 5 years have the basic digital literacy, and the rest, that is in regards to the 15 to 29 years. So when we are talking about the youth, that is aged between 15 to 29 years, is the youth, because youth is defined as the individuals or the citizens who are between the age of 15 to 29 years. So when we are talking about the 15 to 29 years, it is the youth of India. So when you are talking about the youth of India, look at it, the basic digital literacy is just 40%, is just 40%, and this age is the critical age for India, so that India is also relying on this youth, so that Indian economy will also flourish. And if you look at the other side of the report, is 1 in 10 households have computers. So out of 10, you have only one household which is having computer. It could be desktop, laptop, or a tablet. And only a quarter of all the homes, have the internet facilities, So when you are talking about the internet facilities, it can be used by using any device or the smartphones. So only 1/4, the quarter of it, has only the internet facilities. And when we are talking about the internet enabled homes, so the NSO survey also talk of internet enabled homes. That internet enabled homes are located, which are located in cities, has or constitutes only 42%. So internet enabled homes in cities constitutes only 42%. And when we consider that in regards to the internet connections in the rural India, it constitutes only 15%. And when we look at the national capital of the households which has the internet access, constitutes only 55%. So it is in regards to the internet enabled homes. When we look at in regards to the cities, it is 42%, and when we concentrate in regards to rural India, it is 15%, and when we focus in regards to the national capital, it is just 55%. So this internet enabled homes, why I have written this is because this is the keyword what you need to focus when you are writing or preparing the short notes for the mains examination in regards to the digital divide. This survey conducted by the National Statistical Organization, internet enabled homes. And for this, what the center has come up is, now the center has directed the state educational departments to make sure that the infrastructure development in regards to the digital divide would be lessened, or the gap will be filled, and then the gap will be filled so that the students will have the greater access in regards to adequate planned curriculum and also the teaching methodologies, so that the students will not miss any kind of curriculum which is adequately planned by the state education department and the teaching methodologies used by the teachers in regards to the imparting of the teaching to the students. So the center has directed the state educational departments to map the online access available. Not only that, when we look at the digital literacy, which is being again shown in the National Statistical Organization survey, it very clearly states that it is likely to grow during the pandemic situation because of the national lockdown, because of the schools have been totally shut. The digital literacy is certainly to grow, but there are few concerns also about the basic literacy. What is the concern? That is that only 1 in 5 Indians above 7 years can, or they still cannot read and write any language. That is the concern. What is the concern is the first one, that 1 in 5 Indians cannot read and write in any language. And if you look at that, the other side of it is the literacy rate has improved, a betterment, advantage. The good thing which is moving further is, earlier it was 71.77%, and it has increased to 77.7%. And this increase or the gain in literacy rate is mostly among the rural women. So because of the rural women who have been literate or who have been part of the education have improved the literacy rate in India from 71.7 percentage to 77.7 percentage. And the other side of it is the literacy rate. When you consider the literacy rate in regards to the states, which of the state is having the lowest literacy rate? Again, this is very important and useful information in regards to the prelims examination point of view, focusing for UPSC examination. So the state which has the lowest literacy rate is Andhra Pradesh, which is followed by Chhattisgarh, and then Jharkhand, and then followed by Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. And when we focus from the top of the, or else which is having the highest literacy rate, first stands Kerala with 96.2 percentage, then followed by Delhi 88.7, Uttarakhand 87.6, Himachal Pradesh 86.6. So if you look at the highest literacy state in India is Kerala, which is of 96.2 percentage, and the lowest is Andhra Pradesh with 66.4 percentage, and the literacy rate in India is 77.7 percentage. And September 8th is celebrated as International Literacy Day, and this is again very useful information for prelims point of view. So September 8th is celebrated as International Literacy Day. And you have the another news in regards to the international relations, wherein China is celebrating the success in virus fight. So definitely we know that it was in the Wuhan district, the virus has been affected, or people have been affected in Wuhan district. And then since then, that is, it was in the month of December 2019. And since then it was fighting, and we have seen probably in the month of May and June, the virus has subsided, infecting the people in China. And President Xi Jinping has spoken at a ceremony, that is at an award ceremony, which was for the medical professionals. And while he was speaking at the award ceremony for medical professionals, he has said that China has passed an extraordinary and historic test, that it has been a success in fighting against the SARS-CoV-2 virus. And here Xi Jinping is making very clear that it is a triumphant victory or a triumphant celebration beating the coronavirus. On September 8th, he has made a statement. And definitely China is exhibiting itself towards the world that it is the leading in the world in economic recovery. And once it has fought successfully against the virus, now its economy is recovering. Look at it. When the economy is recovering, that means it is leading the world. No doubt about it. It is leading the world. And when China is celebrating the success in fighting against the virus, and when China is leading the world in regards to the economic recovery, we see that Europe is still reeling under, or there is resurgence of COVID-19 cases in Europe, especially in France, Britain, Spain, and also in regards to the Morocco. Various countries in Europe are reeling, or resurgence of COVID-19 cases in Europe. And this is that China is exhibiting that it is definitely a global leader. It is exhibiting that it is a global leadership, and it has a resilience because of the progress it is moving forward in regards to vaccine for SARS-CoV-2. As we have seen, Russia has also come up with the SARS-CoV-2 virus, which is in the phase 3 human trials, and China is also progressing even in regards to the virus, and it is depicting and it is projecting that it is a sign of global leadership and resilience. And this is a keyword. Global leadership and resilience is a keyword which you can use it as part of the short notes in the mains examination. And we have another news which talks about Supreme Court to center. It is asking, so Supreme Court has directed the center that the center should adhere to the road or Union Road Ministry in regards to the Char Dam construction. So we will look at why it is in news and why the Supreme Court has directed the center. So the Supreme Court has directed the center in regards to making sure that it follows this circular. It follows this circular which is issued by the Roads Ministry. Now, before why this Supreme Court has directed the center, we will go back. That means it is on September 8, 2020, Supreme Court has directed. But we will go back to the 2016 and 2018 so that you as a civil servant aspirant, you will have a better understanding about why the Supreme Court has directed the center. You will know the background of it. So the background of it is that the program, which is the program, that is the development of road connectivity. So the development of road connectivity for the Char Dam, that is for the pilgrims to reach the Char Dam area. So that program, that is in regards to the development of road connectivity, was launched by our Indian Prime Minister, that is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, on December 27, 2016. And this project was sanctioned by the Union Roads Ministry circular on March 23rd, 2018. And now, what the Supreme Court is talking about is that the Supreme Court says that, or it is directing the government to undertake the reforestation. Why the Supreme Court is directing the center or the government to undertake reforestation? Because in regards to the development of the road connectivity, there is a possibility that the fragile Himalayan slopes will be disturbed. The environment would be disturbed. Ecology might be disturbed. So that the bench has asked or directed the center to undertake reforestation for the loss of green cover which is being caused because of the construction, that is development of road connectivity for the Char Dam. And the amount which has been sanctioned is 12,000 crores. And when we are talking about this ambitious Char Dam project, so this Char is what? 4 shrines. Char Dam means 4 shrines. And which are the 4 shrines? That is Yamunotri, Gangotri, Badrinath and Kedarnath. So these 4 shrines constitutes together and it is called as Char Dam. So this could be a useful information for you all in regards to the prelims examination point of view, that the question might be framed that which among the following are not part of the Char Dam in regards to the road development for the pilgrims or the ambitious Char Dam project. So it is Yamunotri, Gangotri, Badrinath and Kedarnath, which are in Uttarakhand. Again, this is important. All the 4 shrines, that is Char Dam, is in Uttarakhand. And now we will look at why did the Supreme Court direct the center to go ahead with the reforestation. It is because an environmental group called as Citizens for Green Dune have filed a case or petition in the National Green Tribunal, but it has been failed. Because it has been failed, they have approached or moved to the apex court, that is Supreme Court. And the environmentalist group, that is the Citizens for Green Dune, has contended that the project, that is the Char Dam ambitious project, is proceeding without environmental clearance. This is the contention which has been made by the petitioner in the apex court, that the project is going ahead or it is proceeding without the environmental clearance, so that all the debris was being disposed haphazardly, and which is disposed haphazardly, it creates an environmental threat. And this project is along the 900 kilometers of the Himalayan hilly roads. And the contention made by the petitioner, which he has informed the apex court, is that the project, that is the ambitious Char Dam project, is going ahead with extensive excavation of the eco-sensitive landscape for the project. So there is excavation which is going on, which is in regards to the extensive excavation for the ambition Char Dam project. So we will look at this in regards to the map based. So if you look at the north or the northeast is the Yamunotri, and further south of the northeast you have the Gangotri, and further south you have the Kedarnath, and then further east of Kedarnath is Badrinath. So it is definitely in regards to providing the connectivity of all the four, that is the four shrines, that is Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath and Badrinath. And you have this Rishikesh. From Rishikesh you can have the connectivity to Yamunotri or the Char Dam, all the four. So you have on the way from Rishikesh to Kedarnath or Badrinath, you have the Rudraprayag. You have the Rudraprayag, and this is in which state? It is in Uttarakhand. And now we will move further in regards to the GDP to strength 14.8%. It says, who says this? Goldman Sachs. And this is again in regards to the economy point of view, which will be very useful for the preliminary examination point of view. And the American brokerage Goldman Sachs, or the American brokerage one, which has made it very clear that the Indian economy will be the worst hit among the major economies in the world. Why? Because of the national lockdown, because of the COVID-19 pandemic situation, because of the national lockdown, because of the damage on the economic activity, thereby there was contraction to the economy. And further the financial year 2021 GDP forecast will be contracted minus 14.8%, and this, that is the Indian economy will be the worst hit among the major economies, which is been said by the Goldman Sachs. And it is also making it very clear that the earlier, when the Goldman Sachs has earlier estimated, not now, that is in the month of September 1, but when it has estimated earlier, the contraction was only minus 11.8%. So look at it now. If you look at 11.8%, now it has increased or contraction, that is negative shrinking of the Indian economy, or the GDP forecast would be 14.8%. And why the Goldman Sachs has come up with 14.8 minus in regards to the GDP forecast is because the official data in India has said that the economy has contracted to 23.9% in the June month of 2020 quarter, or June quarter 2020. So based on the contraction of the economy, Indian economy, which was officially by the official data in the June quarter 2020, by that the Goldman Sachs has said that the economy will shrink, Indian economy will shrink to further minus 14.8%. And when we are talking about that official data which will be shrink to 23.9%, almost all the sectors will be in negative, but only one sector will be in positive, that is the agriculture sector. Hasn't contracted. And if you look at the economy, when we compare it with 2019-20 and then 2020-21, so if you look at the September quarter and December quarter of 2019-20 and September quarter and December quarter of 2020 and 2021, definitely the Indian economy has shrunk further, because here if you look at previous year September quarter, it was 10.7% and December quarter 6.7% in regards to 2019 and 2020. But if we focus the economy which has contracted in 2020-2021 in regards to September quarter is 13.7%, and for December quarter it is 9.8%. And the Goldman Sachs estimates that the real GDP falls in 2020 is 11.1%, but if we compare that GDP fall for the year 2021 will be 14.8 percentage. That is what this we are talking about, minus 14.8 percentage. So definitely the Indian economy would be the worst hit among the major economies in the country because of the national lockdown, because of the damage to the economic activity, because there was not much of business revival which has taken place in India, especially in the micro, small and medium enterprises. And there is another news in regards to the economy, that is in regards to the economy, which it talks about the global economy. So here we are focusing not in regards to the Indian economy, it is in regards to the global economy. And global economy is to be shrinked to minus 4.4 percentage. But if you look at the other side of it, is that is China growth, or growth of China is 2.7, that is plus 2.7 percentage. So who has come up with this projection? That is Fitch Rating. So you have various rating agencies which goes ahead with making sure that what is the projection. So you have the Fitch Ratings which has projected the global GDP to shrink 4.4 percentage and China's growth to be plus upward plus 2.7 percentage. And when we compare that, the Fitch has also spoken about India's growth. So India's growth will be minus 10.5 percentage when we compare it with the earlier data. So April June data, if you look at, it was 23.9 percentage, and US GDP has contracted to minus 4.6 percentage. Earlier in June it was 5.6. So slowly there is a progress in regards to the US GDP from minus 5.6 to minus 4.6. And why the China GDP is moving forward upward or positive is because we have seen there is the economic activities which is happening, and economic recovery is happening in China or China's manufacturing sector. So thereby the revise in China GDP is happening, and the revise is from earlier it was 1.2 percentage in June, but when we talk in regards to the September, it has uptrend or upward, it has gone to 2.7 percentage. And why this, the revision or the positiveness or the growth of the forecast in regards to China GDP is happening is because they are investing or they are recovering in investments, they are recovering in housing and exports. So because of this, the China is economically recovering than any other country in the world, because global economy is shrinking, contracting to minus 4.4 percentage, but China is growing with 2.7 percentage as of Fitch Rating, which has projected on September 8, 2020. So this will be very useful in regards to the preliminary economy point of view for a better understanding of how the global economy, comparing it with the China and then India and US and various other European countries also. So if we focus this in regards to the recapitulating what we have looked at various aspects, is we have looked at the China and India China talks, that is in regards to the defense ministry level talks, and also in regards to the external affairs ministry level talks. So hope there would be disengagement and de-escalations of the troops between India and China along the LAC. And we have also discussed in regards to the NSO report, which we have focused in regards to the digital divide. So this digital divide is very important, because there could be a question in the mains in regards to the Indian education system or new national educational policy. So based on that, there could be a question. So that is very important, we have focused that. And then when the China is celebrating, that is in regards to, it is trying to project that it is a global leader. It is a global leader. And we have also seen the Supreme Court directing the center. This we are focused in regards to the environment, ecology and environment point of view, which will be useful for you in regards to the prelims point of view. And this we are focused in regards to the economy, again especially focusing on India's economy, wherein it is shrinking, contracting. And then further we have looked at in regards to economy, but that is in regards to the global economy, wherein the global economy again we have looked at it is shrinking, but China's economy has been in a positive trend. So this is the one which is in regards to recapitulating of the daily news analysis. And I hope this was a very important session so that you had a better understanding in regards to the prelims and also mains point of view. So I would say a big thank you to all and a good luck, so that may peace, health and happiness be with you in every walk of life. And before you sign off, please do like the video, share the video and subscribe the video of Synthesis IAS Academy, wherein you have the blend of ideas taking place at Synthesis IAS Academy. And then see you tomorrow once again for the daily news analysis. Thank you very much.